Welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. Welcome back, Poige, to the show.
Thank you.
We've missed you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not there's anything wrong with Kim, but we've missed you. Okay. Kimberly also wanted to join in, but she couldn't make it because of the dog. Hope everything's alright. But my name is Jonathan Ng. I do events and I also do part-time YouTube. Link in description below.
My name is MC Black. I do MCing for a living. Link is not in the description below.
But how would they contact you? Don't know.
But
Put your email lah. Instagram lah, follow Instagram.
you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Andrew, the entrepreneur in residence at JON'S. We are an e-commerce startup. Link possibly in the description.
Link is always in this video.
Yeah, because I fucking copy paste that shit.
Wait.
Why is his link in the description, not my link in the description?
Nigga, what is your link?
I don't know. Mine is a fucking e-commerce site.
My
bro.
Instagram link is not even Andrew's company.
This is racism at its best, bro. I'm telling you.
Which coincides with the topic we are about to discuss.
Yes. What a great way to start our intro, right? It's all scripted.
Okay, what is it even called? What are we calling
Oh
it?
shit! Wait. What is it called?
Please tell me you silent your phones. Please.
I've silenced it for you, boy. It
silenced.
wasn't silenced.
Fantastic.
Wow!
Fantastic.
It actually wasn't silenced.
It wasn't
It wasn't.
Jesus Christ. We all have this
Okay.
issue.
Alright, so we're going to call this RIR, Racism in Recruitment.
Wow, that's a
Like it. I'm feeling it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's kinda like when
So I'll just give a very brief, we try to finish in 15 minutes, yeah? A very brief description. So this is exact quoted from the Center of Governance and Politician and something. Okay? So there was these few studies in regards to discrimination by private sectors, blah 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 blah.
I think I'm just going to summarize it because
Okay.
I already read it.
Okay. There was like so many job applications, sent over 500 job, and then there was like two female Malay, one Indian dude, female, one Chinese, one Indian. Whatever lah, okay.
I'm sorry about this. I'm not gonna cut this out. Okay. Basically, there were a number of applicants based on race.
Simplicity.
Right? Male, female, male, female.
Malay Indian, girl with hijab, no hijab. So
Yeah, so there are varying like types of job applicants, right? So tragically,
tragic, and we quote this word.
yeah, because they said the word tragic. The Chinese applicant only required 3 applications in order to secure 1 callback, versus the Malay candidates
Without hijab.
without the hijab.
Without hijab.
She required, I think, was it 7 or 17? Some absurd number.
Some number, okay.
Alright, and then she got more callbacks than the girl with the girl with the hijab got less callbacks compared to the girl without the hijab. And the Indian guy required an overwhelming 27 applications in order to get 1 callback.
And they all had the same qualifications, same GPA, and if language is an issue,
Same education, right?
Same education.
Yeah.
Everybody also written there Mandarin intermediate level.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I think I read on World Buzz that the candidates who applied are actually all the same person, but with different makeup to present themselves as.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
So it's not even a different person. It's the same motherfucker.
Because
How do you?
I think they were trying to keep variables constant in a way that if a very good-looking Indian guy were to apply versus a subpar-looking Chinese guy, maybe your variables
I see.
would be different.
So it's the same motherfucker who dressed up and all these things and he applied. Jesus Christ.
It's
And
very difficult.
So I looked at the pictures. They did a pretty good job with the makeup, I have to admit. But there were also like other variables that they couldn't control or they failed to control, such as the design of the resume. So each person's resume, each person, even though they're the same person, they had different designs for the resume.
It's a format.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
which could have influenced whether or not an employer decides to call back.
But I think usually employer calls back based on what they will say is qualifications, what you study, and the most important thing is expected salary, I think.
Based on my experience, when I've sent out my job applicants overseas and here, they always look at which city and which country you study in. That's the first thing. It's like the easiest thing that gets you in the door. If you say study in Canada, study in US, study in UK, study in Australia, you're probably gonna get a call back.
Yeah, I think in my experience, at least working in Malaysia, and I've only worked at one place. I do feel like HR does discriminate.
Fuck!
Yeah, I feel like it's real, and I'm very sensitive.
Is it based on race?
It's based on race. Yes.
Wow, fuck!
Yes, mostly because people in HR, they're, at least in my company, they're a bit older, they're a bit more traditional, and they are more, susceptible to racism as.
I think it's also because compounded of several experiences they've had in their lives, and then they
are just older.
Some people just want to hire Chinese people only.
They're like, it's like you ask you talk to your grandparents, right? You can feel that they're racist. Because
I don't think now
I
I don't think most of the HR now are all old people. I think they are more towards 28, 27, 30.
Really?
No, mine's like 40s lot, but
Mine is
that's
50.
mine. Right.
Mine's at 50, bro.
But anyway, right, I do feel like at least, the companies that I'm exposed to are racist, and they're not even hiding it. They're quite explicit about it.
What, they say, I don't like Indian people, or I don't like Chinese people.
I don't want to hire.
Like that.
No, it's more like,
Yeah.
it's more
Smell like
implicit.
Chong Tong like that.
No lah.
Yeah, he go coconut oil smell.
Dude, they
It's
say
like-
Chinese people smell like smoke.
It's like when a Malay applicant applies, they already have doubts whether they can speak proper
Proper
English.
English, I see.
Yeah. And so
I
they.
think this can relate back to our previous video on the podcast.
Yeah.
So,
So.
Yeah, the science day.
Oh, right. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a real problem.
You think it's racism?
I think it's outright racism. Yes.
I think it's tough to shape Malaysia into a non-racist country where there are so many racist laws implemented.
Some of the
In the
people
first place.
are actually pretty smart, man. Especially the Indians and Malay. Some of them are actually pretty smart.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Some Chinese people are pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, like damn stupid, like fucking dumb. Whoa. I mean, you guys are smart, but there are some people that are pretty stupid. I've worked with them.
I don't know whether they're stupid. I think it's also.
No, I think they're smart, but they're stupid at the same time also.
Sometimes I don't think it's also.
Yeah.
I don't think it's intelligence level. It also could be a disciplinary thing, like because we do events, we have like a lot of temp staff, and I mean not based on race lah. It's more on like for me it's state. When I go to a different state or a different city, it's like whether the further land Sedeke or the further don't give a shit. For example, when I went to Kedah and I did a road show there, right, for my client, wow, people on point, man. Chinese, Indian, Malay, all on point. They fucking hardworking, hustler. Go Johor, don't listen to you. Go smoke lah, go and fuck around.
But
lah.
that's after you hire them. This is even before they hire. The callback is not even there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how before you hire?
That's like even like
Yeah.
pre-hiring.
Pre-hire, like, I don't want to
assumption
hire.
lah, it's assumption.
Yeah. So they haven't even worked with this individual, and they're like, I don't want to hire. I want to hire this guy. Like you never know.
Or maybe it's because of experiences like that, so you build it in your head.
Right.
But I think it's linked back.
Okay, let's say lah. Guy cuts you. He's straight damn reckless driver.
You
Drives a Honda.
show a guy already, Chinese guy already. That's what you say. But little they know is Indian.
No. the truth is you don't know. The truth is it could be a fucking.
It could be an auntie or a grandmother.
It could be an Arab. It could be so many things. It could be just a bad driver. That's the thing. But you know what people always do when you're driving and someone does that to you? You're like, wow, fucker, I want to see this guy's face with. Because you want to cement your head and be like, oh, no lah, you don't even feed that stereotype. Stereotype's fucking hungry, bro. Stereotype's like, ooh, feed me that curiosity, bro. I want to know who the fuck's in that car, motherfucker. It's all shaking his hips and shit. Then you drive by, you feed your stereotype. No matter what the fuck it is. Chinese guy, Chinese girl, Malay guy, Malay girl, Indian guy, Indian girl, Arabic, white. You see it, fucking white. Or fucking China pet,
Damn lady.
fucking India asshole, sure, you build it in your head.
It's actually like historically before we were like a modern human race, right? It was beneficial for us to alienate based on appearance.
Not now.
Yeah. So like
No, it's an innate thing. It's like your
if we all lived in different like villages or different
Clans.
clans or whatever you want to call it, right? viewing someone who looks different will keep you safe.
Yeah,
Because you can't
then
fully
it built the
trust.
stereotype. It built the stereotype.
So it's actually like a biological trait at this point, right? It was for safety, but now in a modern
Now
era,
it's
that's
sad, bro. Like imagine this Indian guy go to the accounting firm and apply for the job. Then the other Chinese guy get the job. But this example, you see the Asia of talent, the human calculator?
No.
Bro.
Oh yeah. So like, yeah, it's an Indian guy, right?
Yeah, it's an Indian dude. Imagine if that was the dude that applied. Then I don't want you because I don't like Indian. You straight away just threw away $1 million right there, bro. You can probably do bookkeeping like, you know what's going on? Oh, that's the mistake right there, you know? Could just save a day, you know. Yeah, all because I choose to hire Chinese people. I think it's gonna be, you know, there are so many. I don't know whether there's a research in terms of pengangguran. What's pengangguran in Malaysia in English?
To great things.
Huh?
Pengangguran is to
greatify. No, the lack of those people after graduated, they have no job. I did a study. Unemployment. Yeah, okay. I think it's going to affect the Malay and Indians. And then, when they don't have job, they have to resort to some other thing.
Crime.
Yeah.
And then it will probably go to drugs and crimes. All because of.
And it just makes it worse.
All because and certain individuals feel like, you know what, I feel Chinese people is. I'm not saying that it's Chinese but I'm speaking from the results.
Yeah.
All because I'm feeling comfortable with Chinese people and because I think they can do the work better.
Right.
Yes.
But it definitely turns into a systemic thing, right? Then then the Indians and Malays have kids, and then they are less well off, which makes them be less educated, less qualified. Their kids don't get jobs. Cyclical effect.
That's sad, man. Like some people are actually quite qualified. I know a few Malay guys who are working at Speedmart. Yeah, but they are master's degree, bro.
What in the fuck?
Oh, that's tragic.
Bro, they masters, bro. Then I talk to them lah. Hey bro, kenapa you tak kerja apa tu? Tapi dapat kerja lah, bro. The moment they first say that, you can just see the sadness in his eye, bro. He studied like 5-6 years and then he cannot even get a job simply because he's Malay. I mean, and also he can't really speak Chinese lah. But he's a master. Give him a 3 months chance. I bet he can speak Chinese simply because he's Malay. No, so that's sad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you go to those lorry drivers, those Indian lorry drivers or something, you just talk to them, they'll be like, bro, I do degree, bro. But then why are you doing this? No, I'm doing my dad because I couldn't get a job.
Oh my god, serious shit.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are Chinese people who are facing this, but if you were to go to an interview, and maybe the odds are different.
Yeah, and like just by pure observation alone, you can see that more blue collar jobs are being held by Malays and Indians. Yeah, that is literally a statistical fact. I'm pretty sure.
Do you know what Malaysia could do in order to eliminate this?
Nothing.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I can think of it.
I mean, bro, you need to. If it's going to happen, it's going to take more than 100 years.
No. Don't.
What is the step, John?
But it's going to be very tough.
What's the thing?
Can you think of it? I want to know Andrew's.
You're going to take the whole country and reshape everything. Basically, you want to kill all the old people and say, new guys, the new gen, this is what you need.
I could do it in a month.
Damn, bro, this guy is some Captain America Civil War shit. Hydra.
It won't be easy, but you can do it in a month.
Hail Hydra.
I mean, in the US, they create quotas for, you know,
You must
hire.
Exactly,
You must hire.
the minorities. Yes, you must hire like 20% of your company must be minorities, right? Or like 20% is an arbitrary number.
Why 20%? Put 3.
Yeah. So to create, it's just to create the sense of fairness, while at the same time you don't want to restrain the talent that comes into your company, right? So if you do three, right, and you so happen to have, like you find four people who are fucking talented of the same race, then you're like, oh fuck, it hurts your business, right? Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
You need some flexibility.
Entrepreneurship.
I mean, this is just like from studying and living in America. You see what kind of
Practices.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, but hey.
Yeah, but more conservative, more conservative Malaysians would definitely feel as if you are messing with the free market, right? Like you're tampering with meritocracy.
Yeah.
You know, you're actually being racist if you go with affirmative action. Affirmative action being to give privilege to certain races and religions.
I can tell you what a lot of companies will do also. Like let's say it's a predominantly Chinese company, Indian or Malay.
The Indian stock.
They will just hire and pay off the fella. They're like, why the fuck I want to hire you to do real work? For what? I just hire you, I give you a pay, and that's it.
Yeah, but there are certain
Output only.
like in America at least, there are certain rules where like let's say a company has 4 different tiers, right? You have entry level, you have assistant manager, and then there's the C-suite, whatever, to put it simply. Each level must have a quota.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we are
So
a long way
So
from
if you
them.
break it down that far, you can't really like hire like 5 Malay janitors.
Yeah, that's
So I
why.
get away with it.
I think we are a long way away
Do you
from
know?
them.
Do you know what Thailand and Indonesia did?
I don't know.
They make everybody change their name.
Yeah.
They make everybody change their name. Everybody in Thailand, Chinese or Thai, you have the same type of name, like Punta whatever or something like that. But Klapi Tunga whatever, it all sounds the same. You generalize everybody's name and you don't allow picture on resume. Yeah, that's why in Indonesia you have like Christopher Wijojo, Emily Subaja.
Right.
You like, can you tell like, if they are Chinese? I cannot tell.
But you can still reject them at the interview.
Yes,
Yeah, so this is after the callback.
but they're that damn intense, bro. They did it overnight.
I don't know whether
You know, Rich Brian is like that also. Brian Emmanuel.
I don't know if Malaysia is ready for that. I mean, we can't even get rid of tolls yet. So
True.
yeah,
We can't even get rid of tolls.
yeah.
But I mean, like changing people's names and to make it standardized is just absurd.
That is
It's intense.
That's
That is-
Japanese, bro.
That is just like
That's-
unnecessary evil right there.
I don't think you should do that.
You totally eliminate their whole cultural background and everything. It's
Yeah,
like
bro.
that
We got society, different types of. I mean, Thailand is just Thailand. They have their very limited race, right?
No, it's Thai, Chinese, and Indian, all that also. But if you're born there, you have to give a name like that.
Your cost benefit ratio is completely off right there.
Yeah, it's gone.
You are sacrificing how you're going to name your children
Imagine your child
just to
can't-
get a call back.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
bro.
even to get the job.
Yeah, what
No,
do you name a
it-
child?
it- because
Sarah, Sophia,
Because it eliminates the racism element because you don't know.
Only for a callback, but you can still get rejected at the interview.
I know, but what they did is just to generalize so there's no racism whatsoever because
Until
you
the
don't know.
interview.
I know.
I don't think
That's why it's a
racism.
cost
You see-
benefit ratio.
No, this. You're trying to eliminate racism when you say the person's name. When they first say it, like, when you blah blah blah, no need.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
No.
when you say. I don't think it's gonna work.
But over time, right, like when you keep doing it, because you change your name every one shot already lah. And that was the 1 month plan, right? After that, right, after a while, everyone look the same one, you know. Serious. Like if you go to Thailand, right, you can tell between a Chinese Thai and a regular Thai. You cannot tell way. Or Indonesia.
I don't think that was caused by the generalization of names.
I think that's just.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think naming someone is going to change the way they
Yeah.
look.
No, because like in the end, right, when you do these things, they intermarry, marry, then you become one straight state, really, like I mean state like a race really.
I mean,
Everybody is a Dalai Lama.
perhaps, but like if I adopt an Indian boy and call him Tan Chong Ming, right, it won't make him any more fair.
But over time, no. Because he's either gonna Michael Jackson himself, or he's gonna marry a Chinese girl or whatever.
Whoever named Tan Chong Ming, his claim.
Wait, okay, I don't know when Thailand and Indonesia did all this. I really don't know the history, right? But,
Doesn't matter, like, doesn't matter.
but you look at them, man, I can't even tell the difference.
I mean, you will never know what's going on there. Maybe they have faced their own similar.
they went through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
lah.
but let's go towards
Malaysia has never gone through like
I don't think-
severe violence except for me, like, May 13 or whatever.
some history. I don't think we are ready for that, and this is still going to go on. Said to be Indian.
You don't think it's ever gonna change? Do you think if you implement
I mean,
that,
if it's going to change, it's going to be like another 50 more years. Not anytime soon.
better than 50 lah?
I think it helps that our new generation is more
Yeah.
more globalized.
If it's
right?
anything, it's us that's going to make the difference.
Yeah, just because we are more exposed because of the
Probably,
internet,
yeah.
social media, right? More global exposure. More people are more inclined to be less racist.
I think it actually speaks volumes about how we actually feel about this. Like, if you think about it, if this is on social media, right? It went viral on Twitter, a lot of retweets, a lot of hearts, and then it goes on Facebook because people screen cap and then they put it all over Facebook, and then people respond to that because they're shocked at it. It goes to show actually people like are moving towards that, like do that mindset where actually this is wrong. Right?
But if you know it's not, I mean, it's being shared in Facebook, but it's not being as shared as in Facebook as much as it was shared like very premium story like Jovina Choi and stuff like that. It's there.
I know.
Trust me,
I
alright,
know.
but it's not a big thing right now. So people just don't really care.
I know.
The fact that it's
I mean,
there.
people like gossip, right? That's the same in every other country. Like, you rather hear Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt getting back together rather than hear what's happening.
Wait, are they?
No, that's why, you see what I'm saying?
No, I just want to feel my information.
Versus like, oh, like this government policy has been implemented in order to like prevent hunger and all
It's
that.
just less sexy, lah.
Yeah, it's the truth though, and that's why Donald Trump won the election in the end. It's because he got more retweets because of the stupid things he said. He gets more traction in the media, and then people are like, yeah, you know what, want to watch the country burn? Fuck it lah. You know, a lot of things will happen. I was actually listening to this podcast with Jack Dorsey on Twitter and Tim Pool, who's a journalist. And Tim Pool is this fucking hardcore journalist, bro. He asks questions like, why the fuck you can remove this guy from the Twitter? You can remove his Twitter account. How come you don't remove this guy? How come this question, you know? And just to backtrack a bit, America's policy is freedom of speech.
Yes.
Right? Say whatever you want as long as you don't harm people. Okay? But Twitter and Facebook and all these social media companies are actually done by liberal people. Like, they're left wing lah. They believe in gays and all that shit, right? So when you do policies like you cannot do complete freedom of speech on our platform.
But that's
defeating the American
American Constitution. But by right, the Constitution wins. Because
you see,
that's the law.
But to them, it's cyberbullying. Like, you cannot say, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You deserve to fucking die. You can report spam or abuse. That's not freedom of speech anymore, bro.
This is it's actually a conflict in the Constitution itself, because they also, in the Constitution, they are against hate speech.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So it's always a battle between where is hate speech and where is freedom of speech.
Yeah, I see, where's the line drawn?
Yeah, and it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
It's been a battle for
A long time.
as the Constitution was written.
If you think about it, it's also quite conflicting because they said, so Jack Dorsey and his representative also said that no, it's intent. It's not about what you say, it's the intent. You have to look at the conversation of the Twitter thread. You have to look at what he means by that. For example, if a gamer said, I'm gonna own you, I'm gonna kill you, bro. That's a gamer saying, I'm gonna kill you in the game.
Yeah, bro.
That's not saying, I'm literally gonna murder you.
Right.
So where is the line drawn? Intent is the thing. So I think back to our conversation, I think like the media also is shaped a lot by liberal people, and I think Malaysia before this is very conservative because of BN and everything, but we are moving in a direction where we're more liberal, and social media really highlights that. So when you see all these things, right, that talk about racism and shit like that, you actually feel like, fuck man, actually it's quite wrong, you know, all these things. So you are actually more moved. So I believe social media really is helping.
But is there action though?
I think eventually there will be action because there will come a time where like Malays and Indians, or maybe like some certain Chinese people who want to work for different industries who don't get hired also, they will also revolt lah. They will get pissed off one. People eventually.
I think while I agree with it personally, it's very optimistic to say that in the next X number of years things will be that much better. Really overtly optimistic.
I don't know.
If
You think so?
It's gonna take time.
If it's up to me, like, I would just assume that nothing changes unless you make it change, and I would just implement laws that, you know, create quotas for
Yeah.
races that need help.
I mean, if you could do the smoking thing in like, what can you do this?
Yeah, bro. I mean, now it's actually working. So.
But I mean, it's always a grapple between like politicians and them wanting to be re-elected the next time, and them not wanting to lose the rakyat's, you know, like, favor, right? It's always a push and pull. They don't want to act too drastically lest they lose their power.
Yeah.
Like saya agree.
It's true. It's tough, huh? The balance.
Yeah. So I mean, if you ask me, this could, you know, stem back to the flaw that is democracy as a whole, right? That you create this political structure where the people decide who the government is, and the government is supposed to be that channel to speak for the rakyat, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a flawed system because they want to hold power, blah blah blah, right? Which is why
Internal politics, bias,
democracy may be flawed, and then you look at like communism, terrible idea. Then you look at socialism. You know, to me sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. So you have different trains of thought, and like, you know, the pros and cons. Like, there's just so much going on.
And I think it's also because of the non-stop barriers and red tape you go through things never get decided on. You know, it's always discussion.
But
and
then
you're
that's
like, okay lah, tomorrow lah.
Yeah, that's it.
You need 24 hours, I need to sleep.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah. But let me ask you all this, like 10 years ago when we were students, do you think you could have envisioned Malaysia like this today? Do you think this is a more positive?
10 years ago,
Let's say
I was
you-
playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, you looked at Malaysia and its state of racism.
I can't answer that question because 10 years ago I didn't even have this thought.
Okay, what about 5 years ago?
I can't answer this.
5 years
Even
ago.
5 years ago I didn't have thought. The only time this thought came to me was last year.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean I never had this thought.
Like what? Okay, let's talk about like the company, the country's progress about 3, 4,
I know
5 years
we
ago.
are slow and fuck, but I didn't care about that because I'm too busy living.
Is it?
Yeah.
What about you?
5 years ago,
Yeah, like before you went to the States.
I didn't have the thought.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What the
bro.
fuck, man?
I was too busy working, trying to build myself.
I think I was just too close-minded at the time.
Wow. For me, and maybe you can call me like
So
overly
you was sitting
optimistic.
down, you like Uchiha Itachi, or how do I say it?
No, I always have this. I always reflect on the current situations. I always compare with overseas.
I mean, I see what's going on, but like, okay, fine. I mean, I don't really have the power that time to do anything, so I just progress in my life.
to me, when I started thinking about all these things,
How
because
long was that ago?
I don't
when
know,
did you start?
maybe when I was like 15, 16-ish. That was like 10, 11 years ago. I used to think like, wow, comparing this to Singapore, because that was the first few times I went to Singapore, and I was like, wow, Singapore's not racist at all, man. I wonder if Malaysia can
You
ever.
sure? Is it
Yeah,
because you're Chinese?
Wow.
He makes a valid point, man. Not even joking.
Is it because I'm Chinese I can have this thought?
No, that you go to Singapore and you don't feel racism
Yeah,
because
you are Chinese, bro.
You are the dominant race there.
Yeah, if everybody's Indian,
Maybe.
if everybody's Indian in Singapore, then you walk around and people like, nah, then you're like, what's going on?
I guess. But
So-
I didn't feel it as much as here. Like for me, especially because I'm a banana, right? I wasn't judged so much there, or maybe it was just my experience there at the time. It was only for 2 days, 3 days only. So I thought like, wow, they're quite modern to me. The way I see it, Malays can walk around without tudung, you don't get judged, whatever. Or maybe I was naive. But as I grew older, and then like let's say 5 years passed, then I went to the States already. Then I see all these things, right? I'm like, wow, fuck man, the States is really fucking modern when compared to Malaysia. Malaysia is shite, man. Cannot even do paywave and all that, you know.
Bro,
I'm like, wow.
because we are a third world country.
I know.
We evolved later.
Definitely. So when I see all this in the US and then I come back to Malaysia and I start working,
Maybe it's
you know,
because you went to the US.
maybe, but I also travel other places like Japan and all that shit.
But
around.
maybe you're trying to compare your experience that you compared. You traveled
Yeah.
to Malaysia who did not.
Yeah, I know.
So you try and say that you have this thought because you went there and come back.
Yeah.
But, so other people didn't have, like for me I didn't went.
No,
Generally,
for sure.
Of course I didn't don't talk about it and then.
But for me, I thought about it, and I'm telling you, maybe it's because I'm overly optimistic. The way I see it, I've seen Malaysian grow quite a bit in the past 5 years.
I think recently yes.
Like you can feel it on, you know, there is a wave of positivity versus the past. The past you kind of live in a bit of a fear. Like there was one time my I'm not gonna say how I'm related, but this girl I know, she's Malay, and she tweets and says that, hey, that's not my friend in Bersih, bro. I mean that's my friend in Bersih, bro, but he was not fighting because and so and so because they were throwing tear gas and all that. Bro, they turn up at the doorstep and ask her and all that, you know. And like, how you know this is the truth? Police all come, you know. Can you imagine they track you via Twitter and then they come to where you are and then they talk to you about and they investigate these type of things. So I felt like, wow, dude, this is pretty fucking serious, bro. Like this is a level of intensity that I've never
For
felt.
the government, the Bersih was something against the government.
I know.
So-
So fast forward to nowadays, I think like if you do really outrageous videos, thumbnails and stuff like that,
I think we need to circle back to the topic about racism in recruitment. Right? So why don't we just conclude with how we think we're going to solve the problem? Okay. So, like, maybe you're going to start first.
Is it because I'm Indian and so?
yes. I mean, asking the wrong guy, right, for me, but okay.
I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon.
Okay.
It's kind of sad that this is happening because I do know there are smart Malays and Indians out there. as well.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's a shame. But I think if this is gonna change maybe the quota law would be great, or even if an individual sends a resume, the picture will not be included or the race. It's just the qualifications
The
and what
name
they, and
also
there's no name. It's the qualifications, the race, and what they can do, and the number to give a call back. And if the employer wants to call them back for interview, they call that. Because sometimes maybe we don't really get like, maybe once you see the race and the name, you'll be like, oh, it's okay. But once you meet the person, then
It changes your
it changes the personality, because you never know, he might have a good, maybe looks matters, maybe the aura, maybe he might be a piece ass looking shit people, but you need him to be good in presentation, and he is an amazing. When you meet him, he shows you his skill, and you like, I need this guy.
Yeah.
So I think that could be one of the steps. I mean, not to change the whole world, but just in the recruitment system for Malaysia, ask the HR to like, no more picture, no names, it's race, qualification, what you can do before, call me back for more.
Yeah. Not even email or some shit.
Yeah, no fuck, straight
Hey,
over.
actually, but if you call back, you can hear the accent. So maybe your email also should be
I mean,
generic.
if he has like shitty accent, and you really want him to have an English voice, and then you listen to his voice, he has a shit accent, but if he still speaks good English, he still can come over, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you can kind of hear like if the guy say like, "Hi, why tomorrow?"
Then you say, 你要刷油吗？哦，这我说这个华语或者you know.
I think overall we are constraining our thoughts to
laws.
to people applying to jobs, when really when you talk about recruitment, it also talks about people poaching other people, and that's like,
A mindset.
I would argue that's like 70% of the actual jobs that people get hired for. It's jobs that you don't even see on the company's website, right? It's literally like conversations people have, and I'm like, I want to hire you, and then you want to hire this person, you want to poach this person for this company, all within different industries, right? And racism is rampant there too.
Yeah.
So if you say that you want to remove names and whatnot from resumes, that's one thing, but you don't really solve the problem of
Racism.
like people poaching other people in recruitment, right?
Because they low-key want to hire a Chinese fellow, or low-key want to hire an Indian fellow, or Malay fellow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I think the simple solution is to just create a quota, broken down by tiers, right? Like entry level, mid level, high level. Each one must have a quota, and you have to hit that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that quota must be reasonable enough where talent can be pursued, and it must be reasonable enough for racism to be, put down.
Or reduced.
Yeah, at least like marginally at least. And then maybe you can tweak the quotas from there lah. But it's a good start. That's what I would argue.
I think it's tough because I don't know whether I'm talking on my ass right now, but I run a lot of businesses like Chinese owned and vice versa, Indian owned or Malay owned, and then do they hire based on like minority or majority?
I don't know.
So the law would force a Chinese company to hire X number of Malays
or Indians.
or Indians.
And then Malays also have to hire Chinese and Indians.
Correct.
I see. So you have to hire. So how do you determine what company you are?
You are as a company. I mean,
So
the
if you're-
individuals they can do the respective job scope that they are hired for.
It doesn't matter what company you are. If you are a company, you must meet this quota.
I know, but how? Okay, let's say I am a Chinese company that hires Indians and Malays must comprise 30% of the company of all tiers that you mentioned.
Alright.
So does that mean you have to implement this for all so Indian companies with the higher Chinese and Malay people 30% as well? Because if you do that, you would have to identify each company as a Chinese, Indian or Malay company.
You don't have to do that, because if you are a company, regardless of what kind of company you are, you must hire 30%. At
Or
least-
30,
at
30
least
lah.
30. No, it doesn't have to be evenly distributed, right? If the rule is at least 30% of your company must be of Malay and Indian descent, then if you are a Malay company, you have already hit your quota. You're fine.
I'm not really following.
I understand.
Wait, so
If you're a Malay company and 80% of your company is Malay, you've hit your quota, because the rule is at least 30% of your company must be Malay or Indian.
why must it be Malay or Indian?
Because
They are the ones that are suffering from this.
Correct.
I see.
yeah, so you don't have to identify what a company
I
is.
see.
Yeah.
Because the issue is with the.
Yeah, it's balanced
You
like
just hit the quota and you're fine. Simple as that.
I didn't think about that. I thought it was like it's even across all. Because I'm sure there are Malay companies that would refrain themselves from hiring Indians/Chinese people also.
I guess this is a question of like your.
Or vice versa, Indians who don't hire. You know, I'm trying to be fair, but you know.
It's how you perceive the term equality. Whether you want to give, whether like okay, so let's say like Boye is because he's Indian, he doesn't right he doesn't like get jobs as easily as we do, right? Like equality to some people might mean if like we give $5 to three of us, that's equality. But equality to another person like myself would think that because Boye is disadvantaged, he deserves
$10.
$10 and we get $2.50 each.
I see.
Right? It's a perception of what equality is
versus what is really equality.
Right. Because if one is disadvantaged, giving each of us the same pedestal is still gonna like that person is still gonna be disadvantaged.
Yeah, just more advantages in that sense.
It's
kind of like that height thing where there's a fence.
Facebook shit. Facebook shit.
Yeah, there's a tall person who has a block, and then the medium person has a block, and the short person has a block. But it's all the same block. Whereas you should just give 2 blocks to the short person and 1 block to the middle person, and then the tall guy just stands in this house because everybody's looking the same direction. I see you.
Hence, the quota must reflect that. It should just be 30% to those who are disadvantaged.
And then we change so on and so forth if the scenarios change now. Makes sense. Makes sense.
That's right.
Yeah. Makes more sense than the changing name thing. Then sure.
The understanding was pop dad or whatever.
I guess that's it, right? Okay. Feel free to let us know what you guys think as well. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. Also, thank you for 100 subscribers.
You guys are awesome.
Terima kasih for 100 subscribers. I should have just said this in the beginning. I should probably just say it in the beginning.
Yeah.
I always just say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for 100 subscribers. Follow us on Instagram for updates, and also let us know what you guys want to hear on the channel.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
That was